A derailed freight train crashes and explodes near a rural school, spraying flaming gasoline all over the tangled debris. Thousands come to see what's lighting up the night sky, and decades later, there's hardly a word to be found about it anywhere. Railfans, I need your help. Hey gang, I'm Scott Simpson, and I have a railway mystery to solve, and I'm asking for your assistance. I live a few blocks away from this stretch of railway track in London, Ontario, Canada. I'm making a documentary about the neighborhood built in the 1950s on farmland near this bridge, a community called Oakridge Acres. Let's set the scene. Here's the rail. This is Oxford Street, which had a one-lane underpass like this, later replaced with this. Just southeast, another road goes under. Right behind me is the latest build of overpass or underpass or bridge. You guys know whatever it's supposed to be called. It looked like this in 1956, thanks to Western Archives. This road was formerly called Hutton Road and eventually became Wonderland Road in the late 1970s when the Guy Lombardo Bridge connected Wonderland from the south over the Thames River. Right over there was Hutton Road School, school number 20 in London Township. So here's what I've been able to piece together. It's 11 o'clock on the night of Sunday, August 22nd, 1932. A steam train traveling the Canadian National Railways line between Hyde Park and downtown London ran over the Oxford Street overpass. The drive shaft on the locomotive broke and things went off the rails. 56 train cars rolled down the embankment. 3 tank cars carrying gasoline exploded. The fireball shot hundreds of feet in the air. It was seen for miles because we hadn't gone metric yet. The flaming fluid sprayed over the wreckage. The center of the train became a blazing mass of debris. Thousands drove from the nearby city of London to gawk at the destruction the next morning as the steel stood smoldering still. Greg Stott on Facebook told the Vintage London group his grandfather Kenneth Stott, who would have been in his early 20s at the time, wrote from the family home in Old East Village, calling it some pileup. He thought it was a barn fire and was out watching till 4 a.m. That happened right here? Huh. So now here's where I need your expertise, rail fans. What really happened? That thing about the drive shaft? That's the newspaper reporting. I don't know if there even is a drive shaft on a steam engine. What do you think may have caused this derailment? Any historical records or investigations? Comment below with your thoughts or anything you know. What did we learn from this that should make the families who live just over that hill feel A-OK 95 years later about flammable cargo still moving through this rail corridor? Damned if I know. Until I hear otherwise, the story I tell myself is that CN sent some guys and some gear to clean up and went about business as usual without anyone asking hard questions. And that just can't be, can it? But the clipping that sent me on this mission, which I found in a photocopied leaflet at the library put together by the Hutton House folks, well, here's what I had to work with. And that turned into this. And this into this. Okay, so I'll admit it is kind of a flashy story, even with the few facts we have, but surely there's more to know about this. I am so curious, I just can't let it rest. So, rail fans, here's why I'm asking you. I get the passion, I get the curiosity, and I get the attention to detail that consumes you. Because you see, I'm a pro wrestling fan, and as everybody knows, wrestling fans and rail fans are cousins in fandom. I respect how you think, and I know there's someone watching this who, before the end of this night, will probably dig up everything about this crash, including what the head-end brakeman had to drink that night with his beans. So let's recap the key points, if you have resources to search that I haven't imagined. August 22nd, 1932. Canadian National Railway in London Township, southeast of Hyde Park. A derailment with exploding gasoline tank cars and a few dozen more that rolled down an embankment. That's about it. The bigger story about why I'm asking is that the 74 acres of farmland just over there was developed in the 1950s into what the developers called Canada's first planned community. And that's where I live. Depending on how you look at it, it was either a bold leap forward in urban planning Or perhaps the first act in the war on the environment that became urban sprawl. Me, I call it home. It's where I live, and I am so maddeningly curious that I'm learning everything about it and making a documentary about its history. Find out what I'm ranting about at oakridgemovie.ca, where there's a mailing list you can sign up for. You can also find me on socials at Oakridge Movie, or me personally at The Media Hoarder. Even if you're just here for the intrigue, pop a comment and pass this video along to somebody who maybe will get a kick out of it and have some resources to share. Till next time, I'm Scott Simpson. Be safe, and remember, tape everything.